Ink. Every tattoo tells a story. Fight Club, the book by Chuck Palahniuk, was published in 1996. I was a junior in high school then, completely oblivious to what my future would actually shape up to look like. I graduated in 1997, started attending college that same fall. Fight Club, the movie, would come out in the year 1999. It was the year of Y2K and the end of the world as we knew it, which is funny because I'm writing this in the year 2020 and it's the actual end of the world. All this to say that I was late to the party when it came to Fight Club. I really can't remember what I did first, read the book or watch the movie, but it really doesn't matter because both can change your life. And they did. I've read Fight Club about a dozen times and watched the movie at least 4 times as much, and I'm still taking new things away from it. When I was a young man, Fight Club fueled the punk rock in me. The rejection and/or the challenging of authority and social norms, the questioning of existence, and the big, what does it all mean? To quote Tyler Durden, "If our fathers are models for God and our fathers failed, what does that tell you about God?" Later on, Fight Club showed me the importance of living in the moment. There's a scene in the book where the protagonist sees Tyler on the beach. This is before they're roommates, and Tyler builds this giant sculpture out of driftwood. And at a particular moment of the day, it makes the shadow of a giant proportionate hand on the sand. Tyler stops his toil and sits in the shade of the perfect hand. It's only perfect for a minute before the shadow eventually stretches out and the fingers get all long and creepy, but, quote, "1 minute was enough. A person had to work hard for it, but a minute of perfection was worth the effort," unquote. You know, apply that to when your kids walk across the stage to accept their diploma. Or think about the phone call you received telling you landed the book deal. Think about a freshly manicured yard. Think about a finished painting. All that hard work for that one perfect moment. Tyler was mindful before mindfulness was cool. And even now, Fight Club influences how I think about things. Quote, "It's only after you've lost everything that you're free to do anything," unquote. I envision myself living in a tiny home one day. The idea being that a tiny home is something that I'll be able to afford to build and own outright and get out from underneath my mortgage. The subtext there is not having to work so much to make money, but instead to be able to live a simpler life. I think the saying is working to live and not living to work. Of course, I'll have to get rid of most of the stuff that I own to fit in the tiny home, which is so freeing. Again, to quote Fight Club, "The things you own end up owning you." The quote that I actually eventually got tattooed on my arm is from the book. I suppose it's trivial to want to quote from the book instead of the movie. Both can change your life, but the book came first. What surprised me is that it's not a quote from Tyler, but from the doorman who says after the protagonist's apartment gets blown to smithereens, quote, "If you don't know what you want, you end up with a lot you don't," unquote. I'm 41 years old now. It's taken me a long time to figure out what I want. Now I know.